Welcome to Community Views, Community Voices. I'm Suzanne St. John Crane, Executive Director of Create TV San Jose. And in studio with me today is Pat Mitchell, Executive Director of Silicon Valley Faces. Welcome, Pat.
Hi, Suzanne.
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Great opportunity.
Well, appreciate you being here and learning more about Faces. For our viewers out there, why don't you just give us an overview of what is Faces? What do you all do?
Sure. So we believe in a community free of bias, bigotry, and violence. And so our mission, we're doing two things to achieve that end. So one is that we are transforming youth into community builders, and we are empowering crime victims to thrive.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
That's important work.
Yeah,
so important, especially in light of some of the events we've had in our community recently.
Correct.
Talk to us about what's been new the last couple of years. What have you all been up to?
So what we're really excited about is, since I was here a couple years ago, we partnered with Hatchell, Tabernick and Associates to develop outcomes measurement for our, what we call our educational programs, mostly our programs for youth. So we had a lot of anecdotal information, but we didn't have any hardcore data about the impact. And we're really astounded, actually, at the difference between the pre and the post tests. So the whole idea of kids saying, I can stand up for myself without putting others down, in the mid 60% for the pre-test, in the mid 90% for the post-test. I'll stand up for somebody who's being bullied or teased, the same kind of result. So those impacts, what we've always believed to be true, we're finding in fact to be true, that
That's
this
huge.
program is really very impactful, especially our Camp Everytown program.
Which we were talking about briefly before we started taping. Just mention Camp Everytown and what that's about, because I just think that is a stellar idea, a stellar program.
So it's a residential camp that we do in the Santa Cruz Mountains, 3 nights and 4 days, where we're asking the high schools to identify their leaders or their influencers, both in a positive and a negative way. And we bring those kids together in what they think is the middle of nowhere. It's actually Boulder Creek, which is the middle of nowhere to them. No technology, they can't save seats for their friends while they're there. And over the course of those 3 nights and 4 days, they're going through a really powerful series of exercises around their own personal experiences of race and ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, physical ability and disability, and their own family structures.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I can imagine the pre and post on an event like that must be pretty telling.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to touch on just, the events at Newtown and sort of how we as a country, and certainly even locally as a community 3,000 miles away, how we're impacted, and what sort of work has Faces done with that? Yeah,
so we're not working directly with that community, but there is a program that's a federally mandated program that the people who've been impacted in Newtown are benefiting from right now. It's called Victim Witness Assistance. And we are the provider of Victim Witness Assistance services for Santa Clara County, and we also do part of that work for Contra Costa and San Mateo counties. And it's about helping victims of crime to be able to thrive, empowering them to thrive after they've been a victim. So we provide advocacy, support, and referral services for them so they can get the services they need at no cost to them to help rebuild their lives.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's going on in Newtown right now. And it's good for our community to know at a time when we're not in crisis. So that whether we ever have a community crisis or individual crisis, we know that there's a program there that can assist.
Those services are available.
Exactly.
That's just huge. That's really critical. So you've got an annual luncheon coming up
in
April. I was there last year.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful and inspiring. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our luncheon this year is April 16th from 12 to 1, and we really are committed to just that time frame of 12 to 1 at the Computer History Museum this year.
Oh, neat.
And we do a lot of friend-raising throughout the year so that event can truly be a fundraising event. So there's no cost to attend the event. There's no cost to host a table at the event. That's the beauty of this particular type of model. But we do a serious ask in the room for people to donate after they've heard about our programs and heard from some of the people who've benefited from our programs.
And it's so inspiring. I mean, just to hear those testimonials.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. Pat, thanks so much for being here today. And want to encourage folks that want to learn more about Faces, either get involved, be a supporter, volunteer, come to the luncheon, or need to access those services. Check out their information online, their contact information, which we've got up on the screen right now. And thanks so much for joining us today on Community Views, Community Voices. I'm Suzanne St. John Crane.